Everyone tells you to get more reviews, but nobody tells you the real reason why. And it's not just for a higher star rating, it's to become a local authority. And when you know how to do that, you don't just pay for your marketing, you start dominating the competition. So, in the beginning, I thought that reviews were just kind of like the nice to haves, right? But what I learned is that reviews can be the most powerful weapon in your marketing arsenal. They tell Google that you're a real business with real customers, and they signal to your neighbors that you're the go to expert in town. Today, I'm going to share the misunderstanding that most contractors have about reviews, what the age of reviews is all about, and how to start building your authority. So let's just start it out with most contractors are out there and they think that reviews are just about getting a good star rating or 5.0. And they believe that happy customers are going to automatically leave them reviews. And honestly, the reality is a happy customer is a busy customer still, just like you. And in order to actually get them to leave you a review, you need to have a system in place that's going to get these reviews. Just simply sending them over one text message as soon as you mark a job as completed is not sufficient because maybe they're on their way out the door as soon as they paid their invoice. They're headed out the door to go pick up the kids from school. They waited for you guys to get out of their house and now they've got to go get done, right? Is it a good time to leave a review? Maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe they will leave you a review, but the odds are people are busy. Everybody leads a busy life. And so if you're not hitting them multiple times, asking for a review, it doesn't matter how good your service is, they're going to forget. They're going to continue on with their lives because their system's fixed now. Their porch is rebuilt. Their pain is now gone. You're no longer top of mind and you didn't send them multiple messages, so they're never going to circle back around and leave you a review. It just is what it is. We're starting to see a shift in the way that people interact. So we're moving out of this age of advertising and we've moved full blown into the age of reviews. Now, what's happening is people are getting hammered with advertising marketing left and right. So the only way that they can go online and actually maybe trust your company is by reading some online reviews. People are trusting what other customers say way more than they ever would any ad that you could ever run. And this is the new word of mouth. Back in the old days, there's still people out there talking about they grew their business with word of mouth. Word of mouth is great. Well, this is your digital word of mouth. This is your customers telling other potential customers to use or not use your service. So it would behoove you to pay attention and put some effort into this portion of your business because this portion of your business could be what takes the customer and sends them over the edge to pick up the phone and finally give you a call. Be honest with me here. How many of you out there would go buy some sort of product or would go utilize another business without first reading a review? So Amazon brought this to everybody. Amazon is the reason why reviews are such a big thing. And if we talk about Amazon, you go over to Amazon to buy a product, unless you've bought it before, you're probably going to go down there and see what everybody else has to say about it, right? Your customers are no different. They're going to go in there and they're going to see what previous customers have said about your business, good or bad, and perhaps how you handled the situation. And that is going to be their major determining factor on whether they call you or they keep going down the list and call your competitor. We already know that getting reviews into your business are pretty much essential for getting customers into your business as well. Would you agree? We can pretty much say if you have 0 reviews, the amount of times that your phone is going to ring is going to be dramatically less than if you had a whole bunch of customers on there telling their story of how your service went. But if we go a little bit further, what does this do for Google? That's really what we're talking about here is reviews for Google are powerful. Now there's some people out there that are currently saying reviews don't do much, reviews aren't that big of a deal, and I'll flat out tell you, they're wrong. They might be doing reviews wrong, but how if you do reviews properly, they are 100% dead wrong. Let me explain. So, if you were to hire somebody to say bring in 500 reviews tomorrow into your business, this is not good. Google does not look at this like it's good. Google actually might penalize you for this action. Now, I just told you reviews are good, reviews are great for Google, and then I just told you if you get 500 reviews tomorrow by paying somebody, that's bad. And let me explain. The reason this is bad and the reason why you should never, ever pay somebody to bring reviews into your business is Google knows those aren't your customers. For one, you just got 500 reviews that might be in a different country, for all I know. They might be in your state. Maybe they're in America. Maybe they're not. They're not from your service area. They are not potential customers of yours. So their reviews means diddly squat. Okay. What we're going for here is we are going for local SEO. The entire goal for local SEO is to tell Google that within this small area around your shop that we should get a phone call if somebody is looking for our services in this area. If they are outside of this area, they should not call us because we're talking about local. This is not about e-commerce. We're not trying to sell things nationwide. This is you run a business, you either bring local customers into your doors or you're a home service business and you go to the customer's home within a service area. Both of these, local SEO is what we're talking about. We're never talking about e-commerce stuff. We're never talking about traditional SEO. We're never talking about trying to rank our website. We are only ever talking about trying to rank our Google business profile, and we're trying to rank it locally for searches that your potential customers may be running when they're in need of your services. That's it. And in this context, Google takes into consideration the location where the review is left. Google also, one of the main components that is a driving factor of if a review is good or bad for your business is how often you get reviews. So it's not about, I got a review 5 years ago, that should help me. That doesn't help you. Consistent, relevant, recent reviews are what matter. So you're constantly telling Google, you just got a new customer. They were satisfied with their services. They told a couple of their services in the Google review. Maybe they selected some services that you performed on their house. And now Google has taken note and made a tally of all of these things. And so maybe next time somebody runs a search for that service that somebody had a 5-star review from right around the corner down the street from you, the next person in that area that runs a search similar, they're going to show you. This is why the Google reviews are powerful, and this is why they are necessary. Okay. From your customers in your service area, they are necessary. It is not necessary to get 500 reviews from India, from Pakistan, none of that. Okay. Your service area, your customers leaving you reviews. One of the other things that happens is so you have a happy customer. Okay. Happy customer leaves you a review. Another potential customer comes in, clicks on your Google business profile, sees the review, and because the other customer left a review, now they pick up the phone and they give you a call. That review that somebody had left also helps because it brings in another customer, and that signals to Google, because they made a phone call to you, that signals to Google that you must have been the right choice to put in this location. And so not only do you get the bump from the actual customer that's leaving the review, but the customers that come in and read that review and click into your business because of that, that gives you another bump in Google's eyes. And then if you get that person to leave a review, it's able to connect that somebody called you, this person called you, the next day they left you a review. And it's able to connect the fact that that was 100% a real human being. There is no faking this. They clicked in the next day, they left a review. The authority is there. It believes this greater than it believes just a random review from a random location because it can see the customer path. Okay. Super important. And the more that you build this stuff up, the more it builds itself up. And that's the way most marketing stuff goes, is you start putting a little bit of effort into it, and then you start trying to snowball it, and you try to put more and more effort into this thing until you grow it out into something awesome. And that's what these reviews are going to do. You get a review today that might bring in 3 new customers who might leave you 2 more reviews. That might bring in 5 more customers that leave you 4 more reviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then all you know, after all of this, before you know it, you have a legitimate business. And it's because, not just because of reviews, because you take all of your marketing and you just roll it together and continue to snowball it over and over and over again until you grow into this massive business. But the first step is you have to start. And how in the hell do we start? That is a topic for next week. So next week, we're jumping in, we're going into the computer. I'm going to take you into my system and I'm going to show you exactly how I build it for our clients, other businesses just like yours, getting reviews daily. Stay tuned next Saturday, right here on YouTube, 9 a.m. Central. We'll see you there.